you think we should like switch video things, like switch from Skype to like Discord or Zoom or something?
I don't even know what any of those are other than people talking about them online. We could try
Well, I
one and
mean,
see if they're better.
no one else is using Skype. Only we're using Skype. It's really weird.
Because
Anyway,
we're boomers.
welcome.
Because we're boomers.
Welcome to the Morning Ramble. I'm Matt. I look like I'm losing my mind. I'm wearing yellow. It's fine. Eric has a giant beard now. That's fine. Actually, I should have done this because he's over here, I think. But whatever. We're here, and that's about it. We've been kind of going every other week because there's not too much going on that's not coronavirus related, and we don't want to be like every other news source on the planet and just cover that.
Yeah, just saying the same thing over and over again. So it's been 2 weeks, but we should do one this week. Why not? Touch base. We're still here. We're still alive.
Yeah, we haven't talked to each other in like 2 weeks, so I mean,
so this is the only conversation we have. So yeah,
it really at this point it kind of is, because when we were doing it on location, we'd be able to like talk before and then talk afterward. But now it's just like we do this call, we talk, and then we don't see each other until the next week. But how have you been? How's everybody going?
Good. Yeah, working a lot still. The work's kind of cut back with one of my jobs with overtime, where but I picked up some hours in the pharmacy. Worked actually in another pharmacy to help them out because they actually had a positive COVID. One of the managers there was positive with COVID-19, so the whole staff couldn't work. So all the stores we all kind of chipped in and volunteered to work some shifts there for a week and a half, I think it was. So that was interesting.
I can imagine.
So everything's
I'm getting
good.
back to work. Going back to work full time next week, and only this week did I finally get through to unemployment.
Just in time. Perfect
Just
time.
in time for me to go back to work full time.
I think you'll still get all that money, though, from the time that you were off, so.
Yeah. I mean, I only didn't get full because the way that it's working, I'm not going to say where I work or anything because I don't want to just do that. But, like, the way it worked was my job got that small business loan to cover, employee costs.
Oh, okay.
So, I think for about 2 weeks, we were receiving our partial paychecks for the couple of days a week that we were getting. So those were the ones that we would have been applying for unemployment for, but it just took me forever to get through to that. So now I finally was able to do my biweekly claim on that, and I should be getting a little bit of money. Not a lot, because I did work, but I'll get a little bit of money out of that.
Well, the good thing is that, lenders and stuff, I pretty much like no one's doing late fees or anything like that. So, that's the good thing about this. So it stinks, but at the same time, we're all in the same boat. So it's not like, but.
Yeah, we're all in the same boat, but some people's boats are like way bigger and they've got like a lot more stuff.
They got like chocolate fondue fountains, buffets.
Some of them have swimming pools, but that doesn't matter because it's May and it snowed today.
I know. Well, real quick, I want to touch upon that, but did you ever see those memes? It's like celebrities get on camera. We're all in this together, and like someone made a meme of like their mansion versus you, and you have like a half-eaten box of pizza on the floor. So we're definitely not in this together.
Yeah, we are not in the same boat. I mean, we're all in kind of a similar situation, but it's not the same for everybody. Like my immediate neighbors are a nice gay couple. And I love those guys. They're super quiet. But one of them always works from home. And like even before this, he always worked from home. And then the other one didn't always work from home. So they've been together all the time recently. And you could hear it in them. Like they're just like, ugh. Just let me go back to work.
It's funny because obviously Andrea's been home the whole time now, and she's just going crazy. But at the same time, like when she was pregnant with Lily and stuff, it was pretty much, it's like we went back to that situation where I've been working all the time and she was home. So, but yeah, like it's weird, but it's the new normal. Hopefully not for much longer. I know that they just
every time I say that to people, they like.
Yeah.
Because, I go into people's houses. I'm there. I walk into their houses. I'm wearing gloves, as I always do, and I always have. But now I'm wearing a mask, too.
Yeah.
So I walk in. I've got the mask and the gloves on. And some people will, like, say things to me about it.
Mm-hmm.
And the one guy walked in. He's not wearing a mask or whatever, which I don't really care.
Yeah.
Because it's not my house. I just basically be like, all right, can you just stay 6 feet away from me? Because that's ideal anyway with what I do.
My face, like that kind of thing.
Yeah. But he was just like, oh, I see you got your mask and everything. And I was just like, yeah, you have to. Well, you don't have to. You kind of have to. Like if you go to try to walk into Walmart without a mask, they're going to tell you to get out.
Yeah.
You kind of have to.
Yeah. Well, things are starting to ease up, and I'm that's what I was hoping for. I know that we won't go into it because it's just everywhere. If you're online, it's everywhere. The yellow counties opened up, and I guess now for May 15th they have another set of Pennsylvania that's going to open up, and I don't agree with it, but like I said, well, it's all over online. If you want to hear all the opinions, just scroll.
Yeah, you don't really need to look for opinions on it. They're there. They're in front of your face, whether you want them to be.
About how they feel. Real quick, we'll talk about there's a main story I want to talk about, but the Dallas salon owner, if you were online, everyone was vocalizing their opinions on it. I just want to say mine. If you don't know about it, a Dallas salon owner opened up for 7 days during a statewide stay-at-home order, just like here in PA, and a judge sentenced her for 7 days in jail and to pay a fine. I think it's ridiculous that you would sentence someone to prison, to send someone in bars for opening their business, no matter what the circumstances are. And it didn't happen that long because I think the day after, the Texas governor ordered her immediate release and all that. So I'm sure you knew about all that.
Yep.
Yeah. Any thoughts? Nope.
No.
Okay.
It's Dallas. People are gonna do what they want to do. This should be expected in Dallas.
I just think it's ridiculous. And and you see the memes, Walmart's open, but some of these Walmart has interactions with tons of people, and yet she can't cut hair. And I just if people want to do it, then I say let them do it. No one's making you get your hair cut. Like
that's the thing, though. It's like with Walmart, it's like I'm using my debit card on the outside of their thing. They're sanitizing between every customer, which they are, and it makes the lines way, way longer. Mm-hmm. And with a hair cutter, she's got physical contact with you. I'm sure it makes a difference, but I just don't care enough to have a super negative opinion about this woman.
I think that's where a lot of I think that's where a lot of us are kind of starting to go. And you can not like it or not, but I think all of us are just kind of like, we don't care anymore. You know what? Let's just move on. I feel like that's the attitude. And rightfully so.
The beginning was like, oh yeah, like we want to avoid people dying, and then everybody just collectively sighed and was just like, people die all the time. Screw it.
But okay, well, any other Corona stuff?
This is a bit of a chaotic podcast to come back with.
It's gonna get more chaotic in a second. So do you want to talk about the Ahmaud Arbery incident?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Okay, so real quick, so this happened back in February, and it didn't reach national news until just this week. So I didn't know about it, and I had to look into it because I read the headline and I thought it was crazy. And sure enough, there's a video, because this is 2020. Everything's videotaped. But 2 men were involved in a murder of a man named Ahmaud Arbery. And I don't even know where to start. So apparently these 2 guys saw a man jogging. That's where I'm getting from the news. And they thought he was involved in a bunch of suspected robberies in the neighborhood. So as you do, they grabbed their shotguns, hopped in the back of their truck, a father and son, drove him down, pointed shotguns at him, and then obviously he doesn't know what's going on, tries to run away, and some altercation with the son and him with the shotgun. It's online, and they shot him point blank. He died on scene, and that's the incident.
Yeah.
They were not arrested for murder charges until just this week because I guess the video came out from a bystander, someone driving behind. I did watch the video. Did you read the article or watch the video by chance?
I did, yes.
Yeah. So it is insane to me why it took so long for these guys to be charged.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. The fact that it took so long. I get that the video just came out, so it's just these guys saying something.
Yes.
So, but as soon as you get video evidence, and they did get on it pretty quick after the video came out.
Oh, of course, yeah. And
and that's pretty cut and dry. They should absolutely be charged with murder.
Yes, absolutely. And I want to do something that no one's really talking about because it's kind of like on the so I'm part of a lot of different groups that I don't care to say the name of, but there are some people that are defending these 2. And I wanted to point out their arguments because I want to point out how stupid and wrong they are. Okay. So in the video, a lot of people were taking screenshots of Ahmaud's shoes. Apparently he was wearing boots. And also someone took a screenshot that a hammer was dropped. Okay. And this was the defense saying that he was actually involved in robbery. Okay. And he wasn't just jogging. So these men did have a right to chase him down. Okay. Yes. That is the argument being made. Yeah. So there were screenshots and, obviously people are making memes of it. Did you see this at all?
No.
Yeah. Again, I'm part of the group. Yes. So that is they're saying that he actually was, involved in robberies. So they have the right to do a civilian arrest or something like that.
No, they don't.
No. So I just want to point out how dumb this is. So I don't know if that's true. You can point out the shoes he was wearing or some supposed hammer on the street. I don't care. But you know what? Let's just, for the sake of argument, let's say that they're right. Let's say he just broke into their neighbor's house. Let's say he was wearing boots and had a hammer. And let's say he was running away after stealing jewels. I don't know. Okay? I don't know what you even steal anymore.
Who the hell keeps jewels in their house?
Gems and sorts and rubies.
He's running away with a pirate chest.
Yes. Let's just say it's all true. That does not give you the right to take your loaded firearm, chase someone down, and shoot them. Okay? I think it's insane that I even have to say this. Okay? It is insane to me that is their immediate response. Oh, he just stole something. Let's run him down and shoot him. Like, I don't even know. It's just crazy to me that the arguments that I was seeing online, like just for instance too, just to take it a step further, let's say someone breaks into my house. Okay. If someone is in my home for whatever reason, I have every right to defend my family. Okay. But let's say as you should. And let's say I wake up and someone just broke into my house and I didn't realize it. And they're now running out the door. I do not have the right to shoot them in the back because they're not threatening me. They're trying to run away. And some people don't agree with that. But that's the law. Okay. If someone is fleeing, you do not have the right to shoot them because they are not threatening you at that moment. If they are still in your home, though, you do not know their intent. Okay. But
And it's also the way it works with police. It's like if somebody's running away from them and they shoot them in the back, they're gonna have legal issues.
Yeah. The
It's
only
the
way that would be
same
okay,
thing.
yeah, unless they were chasing someone else and was threatening their life, then they could do that. But
Right.
so that's the argument I've been seeing, and I just think it's crazy. But these two guys are getting charged, and they should definitely be charged with, the son, I think, first degree murder or second degree. I don't know how they would rate it. But it doesn't matter if he was involved in a robbery or not. Okay, you are not the police.
Yeah.
You call the police, and you report the incident. You do not have the right. It's crazy to me.
Yeah, there's a reason why like vigilante justice is frowned upon, I say as I take a sip out of a Batman cup.
Vigilantes are bad, Batman. But yeah, the fact that people are pulling up, like, again, even if he was involved in a series of robberies, it doesn't matter. Okay, we're talking about the incident at hand. Now, if they saw him, called the police, and drove him to follow him, you know what I mean? Because they witnessed him fleeing,
Yeah.
and they said, "Hey, the police are coming. You need to stop." Yeah, you can do that. Absolutely. Especially if you witnessed wrongdoing. But in the video you saw, like, the father's like in the back of the bed with a shotgun, like it's, Max.
Like it's Mad Max or something.
Mad Max. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, so I thought I was going to talk about this. I think it's crazy it took this long. I mean, I'm good the police got on it after the video was shown, but yeah, just people don't understand, the laws and defending yourself with firearms, and yeah, just crazy stuff.
Yeah, the fact of the matter is, like, a lot of people who are just like, oh, I want a gun to defend myself. There are some people who want guns to start shit, like these guys. You shouldn't throw in your lot with these guys. They're the bad apples that we talk about.
I'll be honest.
Are the bad.
I think these guys, I think almost all the percentage of what they were doing, I feel like they thought they were in the right the whole time. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, but they're just stupid. Like that's literally, like, they probably thought, oh, I can detain him. I'm a citizen or whatever. And then he pointed a gun in some guy's face, and they started wrestling, and that guy was probably just like, oh, he's trying to take my gun. I'm going to shoot him, and yeah. So it's crazy to me, but I started seeing those memes and people talking like that, and I'm just like, what in the world? Like, how? This is cut and dry. This isn't up for debate.
Yeah. Put him in jail.
Yeah. So anyway, that was non-corona news.
Yeah, and what good news it was.
Yeah, right.
If you want good news, go to John Krasinski's channel. Okay.
Oh yeah, didn't he do something with
He's been doing the good news only or something.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen any of it. I saw someone was talking about it.
Neither have I. I want to wallow in self-pity.
Oh, speaking of John Krasinski, did you see the new trailer on Netflix for the Space Force show or movie that's coming out with Steve Carell?
Yeah, that looks funny.
It looks interesting. I will definitely.
Every time we say that something looks funny, it comes out and it's absolute garbage.
To you, not to me.
Except for the Sonic movie. The Sonic movie was fantastic.
I have yet to see it.
Also, just a little plug, because we were talking about Netflix, because they really need my help. If you see the Middleditch and Schwartz improvised comedy specials.
No, I didn't.
Thomas Middleditch, who's a pretty well-known comedian, and Ben Schwartz, who is also a pretty good well-known comedian, but also the voice of Sonic.
Okay.
They did a series of improvised shorts that are on Netflix, and they're very funny.
Yeah, he's on Parks and Rec, Ben Schwartz. I think that's the only thing I know him from. And he's pretty funny, so I'll have to give that a look. Now, I've been watching, I watched Waco on Netflix. That the retelling. It's not a documentary. It's the docuseries. Did you see that or not?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, Waco. And then now I'm rewatching Breaking Bad just cuts.
I just finished Hannibal.
Oh, it's a good. I watched it on Prime. Yeah.
Oh, it's good. It is really good. It gets really off the walls in the second season, and then even more so in the third season. But there's only 3 seasons, so it is actually a really good show to kind of just binge.
I watched all that, and then after I was done with it, I watched Silence of the Lambs. I think the second one and the first one, but Red Dragon I think is the third one. That one's not on Prime, so I haven't seen that at all. So maybe I'll buy it.
I saw it years ago, and it's good. I mean, Anthony Hopkins is a genius. He's very, very good.
Yeah.
I mean, we went off the rails there, but that's why we call this the Morning Ramble.
Yeah. All right. Well, you got anything else?
Oh, well, I mean, I categorized all my video games and made a list of them. Is that news?
Sure.
I don't know, man. I'm running out of things to do.
All right. Buy more video games.
I'm very relieved to be going back to work full time this week. I actually did basically work a full week this week, just because we got so busy because of this sudden cold snap.
Yeah.
So we ran into things, and I ended up coming in on days that I was supposed to be off, and I was just like, oh, this is way better.
Yeah.
Actually going to work and doing things.
I know.
But I'd come home and I'd be exhausted.
The fact that it actually snowed, I just say let's skip to October. Let's just skip all of summer. Let's forget. Let's get into the good stuff. Football season.
Yeah, let's get into more football and the resurgence of coronavirus, which we'll call coronavirus 2, electric boogaloo.
COVID-20. I don't know what the number means, but I saw, what was it? Maybe it was Rush Limbaugh. He said that this is the 19th coronavirus or something like that. Someone said that because of the 19. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't Rush Limbaugh. I thought it was someone who said that, and I don't think they were correct.
It's not correct, but it is technically a numbering.
Okay.
Convention. It is actually a numbering convention because coronavirus is like a huge field of viruses, and this is a particular COVID.
Yeah.
That is 19. That's all it is. I mean, there are better ways to learn about that. If you want to know more scientifically about coronavirus, I highly recommend the YouTube channel SciShow. They've got a lot of videos on coronavirus and also a lot of videos on really cool shit. Like, if you want to learn about the parasite that makes ants into zombies, which The Last of Us was built upon, they're called cordyceps, and it's really, really cool. Check it out.
I will definitely do that.
It is actually really, really cool. Oh, it's not a parasite. It's a mushroom.
Oh, okay.
It's a fungus.
I gotta eat that mushroom.
Yeah. Which I guess mushroom, like fungi, is technically parasitic. I don't know, man. I just went off on another tangent. Mm-hmm. Sorry. All right. Fine. Is there anything else this week?
No, but I think next week, I didn't say any of this to you beforehand, but for our viewers, I'll give them the option to as well. I think next week we should talk about something a little bit different. We should talk about agriculture and like veganism and stuff. There's a documentary I want you to watch. It's called At the Fork. It's on Amazon. At the Fork. It's on Prime. I watch a lot of documentaries on food, as I've mentioned before. This is by far one of my favorites. It's basically a guy who goes through the different kinds of like organic and factory farming, and his wife I think is a vegan and he's not. It's a really cool documentary, but if you want to watch it, we can talk about it next week.
Yeah.
I highly suggest it. It's not long. It's really good.
Okay. All
Very
right.
informational.
Documentary review and analysis next week.
That's right.
Because
why
we're
not?
gonna try real hard not to say the word coronavirus next week.
What else? Yeah. What else are you gonna do? Hey, that's a good challenge. Next week we will talk about everything but it. The thing.
We'll just find a different word to call it. We'll call it Steve.
Steve. So sick of Steve. Screw
Steve
that guy.
Steve has wrecked the economy.
All Steve's fault. All right.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We will see you next week.
All right. See you later. How do you stop? You ever see those memes? It's just like everyone leaving a Zoom meeting or something like that. It's like, bye. Okay, bye.
No, I haven't.
Oh, you haven't seen that?
I just experienced it in real life.
All right. Now really goodbye. Goodbye.